How many people have heard of Teleku before? Wow, I'm honored. We started this just 6 months ago, and it's been a roller coaster ride. It's been a lot of fun. We're a cloud communications company, and we already have a product that's written in Ruby on Rails, and it's hosted on Amazon EC2 and Heroku, and it's basically a RESTful phone web service API that lets you build like IVRs and phone voice and SMS applications with any web programming language. So I want to thank Adam back there for explaining what a web phone API is, because Trapo is one of our competitors. There's really only 3 competitors that I consider in the space. There's Trapo, those guys, which they're also I'm a customer of them because I have a platform that runs on Voxeo's voice XML evolution application, which is a pretty interesting relationship, being a competitor and a customer. And Twilio, how many people have heard of Twilio? They've kind of been rocking, a little bit. They've got an interesting little application that we've had some interesting use cases for. So I'm gonna do a demo. I'm gonna talk a little bit about what we do. So we really have 2 platforms. Zhao mentioned EC2. Is it really scalable for hosting? We have a free platform we call Ninja. So everything's got this Japanese theme. And Ninja runs on an entirely open source stack, from Asterisk to OpenVXI for voice XML, voice glue, flight TTS. So it sounds like a robot, but it's all free. And it all runs on SIP. So like Adrian's product, we use Blink all the time to hack into this thing and test it all for free calls. You can take like Voxphone SIP, phone VIDs to SIP for like a penny a minute and run your applications right into Ninja. And they work pretty well, so it's an experiment for us. The Samurai Warrior is what we call our Voxeo relationship platform that basically runs, if you really want the 100% SLA uptime, or some really cool speech recognition type technology. So 2 platforms, free and not free. And what we do, I should take a little step back and explain what we do. Everything we do, from a telephony perspective, it translates down to voice XML, because we figured all carriers support voice XML. I know Orange, I was looking, you guys have a voice XML gateway. So what this means is you can write a Teleku application in what we developed called PhoneML, which is super simple. It's the simplest scripting language out there. It only has 7 commands, but it lets you do speech recognition, answer phone calls, SMS messages, send, receive, really, really neat stuff. And if you have voice XML that you want to just use as a web service, like it calls your web application when it gets a phone call, you can either pass it either phone markup language or voice XML. We translate that to pure voice XML, like the big long files for like this snippet of code, and it can run on anyone's platform, from Exo Communications to Syntellect or Orange or Voxeo, anyone out there. So we've been having a lot of fun doing that, but then we realized that Twilio's kind of got some traction there, and they were doing some interesting things. They have a language called TWIML, and we looked at TWIML, and it's not as simple as PhoneML to get into. And in fact, we do speech recognition, some other cool things that they don't. But we thought, why not add them to the mix and translate them to voice XML? And what that means is you can run any of your Twilio type applications, that scripting, that TWIML scripting, or PhoneML, or voice XML, using Teleku on any carrier's voice XML system. So in the past, where you've had kind of lock-in, you're building apps and you have to pay Twilio their 3 cents a minute, we've kind of let freedom reign. We're kind of letting you host this anywhere as you want for a penny a minute, whatever rates you can get on SIP. So we're pretty excited about that. But until now, even though we supported the Twilio markup and our own markup and voice XML, we had our own API way of communicating with web applications. It's RESTful, but it was our own way of doing form posts. When you get a call, you get a form post. Basically, it comes to your web application with all the variables about the call. And that's pretty neat, but we were trying to figure out how do we needed an application that we could test Twilio's API to make it truly transparent how you can port any of those applications to any voice carrier. And along came OpenVBX. How many of you have heard of OpenVBX? There's a lot of noise in the market about it right now. It was just released like a week or 2 ago. And Twilio wrote it. It's really cool. It's open source. It's a web-based. I'm promoting my customers, so I think it's kind of interesting how we do this. We're kind of a small, close group. But the thing that's open source is just this web interface, and it's a phone system. It's a PBX that runs on the cloud, and it's all very Ajax-y, very cool web application. But the problem is you're locked in. Even though this is open source, you're locked into the Twilio platform, and you have to pay them 3 cents a minute, 3 cents an SMS message, and you're stuck there on their platform. So this was the perfect application for us to test their whole API. And we did it. 3 days. 3 days we were able to get through their whole API stack. And we have OpenVBX running live on Teleku, and it's about 80+% functionality of their application. So we're on a roll here. But what it also does, because this ends up on voice XML, it also does speech recognition, which they don't do. Has international text-to-speech, has Skype and SIP support, which they don't do, IM support, and multi-channel, which means ultimately you could do IM. You could IM your phone system with this application running on Voxeo's platform. So I think this was quite a cool hack. I've applied for their developer challenge, and I haven't heard back from them. But this is a sample of some of the carriers that are running voice XML. There's a list that you could fill up 100 slide pages, but anyone that does voice XML, which is pretty much all the carriers, this will run on. So let me show you the demo. This is the OpenVBX. This is my mobile number I have set in here. I could, from here, I could send like a text message. Now keep in mind, this is Twilio's application running through Teleku on the Voxeo platform. It just sent me an SMS. That's freedom right there. That's any platform you want. Make a phone call. Hello? I called myself. Now this is the cool thing. So you can provision numbers on the fly through this application, and what we're doing is we're provisioning through Voxeo's application live, giving you numbers. And in our development environment, they're free, Voxeo's development, they're free. And so I did a number. I've got a number assigned to this. I'm going to create a call flow. So this is great for small to medium-sized businesses. We'll call this thing Fun Hack. And this interface is pretty cool. It has all these options where you can pick a function like a menu or a dial or do a voicemail. We'll just grab a greeting, drop it onto here. This is what do you want to do with that greeting? We'll play some robot text. This is OpenVBX running on Teleku. Save that. And if the clouds are willing, I got to link the phone number to it. I got to say, take the main phone number I have, connect it to the call flow, Fun Hack. All right. Oh, I have Skype. I'll call them on Skype.
This call is sponsored by Teleku. This is OpenVBX running on Teleku.
Is that awesome? So what it does, when you look at this, I'm almost done. I just want to show you one more, just how it kind of works. So I'm going to open the curtain here, show you. When you look at the call flow, Twilio was really nice about how they developed this. We were able to have a lot of fun with it. You can view the TWIML that this call flow creates, so no matter how sophisticated it gets, this one, what it does is typically it'll do a redirect to more TWIML, and you get in this big nest of TWIML. So that's what TWIML looks like. What we do, we come into the dashboard at Teleku. You'll see I have the phone number there. It points to extension 323, view voice XML. So it takes that 3 little lines of code and dynamically This is all on the fly. Dynamically translates that to old school voice XML and sends that to any carrier. That's how we connect to any carrier out there. So pretty cool hack. I hope you enjoyed it.